So you grew up in poverty. You have been, it seems like, so tell me about it. Have you just kind of been a scrapper your whole life?
I was raised by a single mom.
Yeah.
I grew up in like Section 8 housing.
Yeah.
When I was like 10, I used to like walk the neighborhood and be like, knock, knock, can I take out your trash or do chores for you? And then I would take that money and go buy cheeseburgers because they were like 29 cents at Burger King. I was so hungry.
Yeah.
And so I just always like had to make money, hustle to make money. But then I never had any like, what do you want to be when you grow up?
Yeah.
I had no idea. I just knew like, you have to work.
Yeah.
And so when I was a little girl, they said, what do you want to do when you grow up? And I said, paperwork. And here I am, and so, and then I didn't know what to do. And so when I was 20, I had a daughter and I got the opportunity to go to community college and kind of think about, all right, what do I want to be when I grow up?
Yeah.
I care so deeply about the world, unfortunately. And so I became a grant writer and I went into nonprofit and I worked in nonprofit and worked with children in rural communities. I moved to a very rural community in Eastern Washington where economic opportunities can be limited.
Mm-hmm.
You can't really just be whatever you want. But I did well and I raised my family and then my children launched off, became adults. And now here I am. I have this empty nest. I have this history in nonprofit, which offers me a great bunch of experience. It's not a real moneymaker.
Yeah.
And I now am, like you said, in this a different place.
Yeah.
I want to be able to have freedom and move and do whatever. I would like to work remotely. I would like to work and make a living now because I don't have to be home at 3:00 because my kids are off school. No, I get that.
Yeah.
So now I just need to find that space.
We need to get a different mentality for you. Your kids. It's a hard shift. I'm not saying it's an easy shift. It's a hard shift. They're fine.
Yeah.
They're okay. They want from you, I'm just going to speak from going backwards. What they want from you is for you to be okay.
Yeah.
That you're okay now. Like, Mom, it's time for you to start figuring out. You've done for everybody else. It's time for you to do for yourself.
Yeah.
Okay. And so the way I look at it is, if you're sitting, you could write a check literally right now and pay off all of your debt.
Correct.
Why don't you?
Because then I will have nothing. Because then I'll have no cash. And I have very limited income. You
could take the savings accounts for the kids and write off and pay the debt off.
Correct.
So then you still have cash in the bank. You've got $5,000 in a savings account that's not even marked for the kids.
Correct.
Right? You've got one for...
Okay, so and here's another strategy financially. Again, financial illiteracy. I work 1099 contract work. Okay, so that means that taxes are not taken out. Right. So what I do is I have the money put into an account and I don't touch it until tax season comes and I pay my taxes on it.
But you're making $35,000. You're not paying taxes anyway.
I pay taxes on that 1099 and I don't want them to tell me I owe $1,800 and I don't have $1,800.
No, I get it. But like, if you're a 1099, it's a benefit to be a 1099 person because frankly, every pseudo expense that you have to run your business needs to be put through a business. Do you have your own LLC?
I do.
Okay. So like...
But I don't run money through that. I just set it up. I just haven't ever really... I don't know how.
Okay. So you have an LLC.
Yeah.
Do you have a bank account for that LLC?
I do.
Okay. Do you have a debit card for that LLC?
I do.
Okay. With whatever work that you're doing, your cell phone bill should go through that because it's a business expense. Your Wi-Fi should go through that. Now you're at this rental property. Like for me, I do real estate, right? I've got to drive around to other things. My car is a business expense. My gas is a business expense. So like if you can run things through your businesses, then you don't have to pay taxes on it. But you're not making enough money really to pay taxes anyway. So what is it that you keep wanting to hold on to this money for? You realize, let me explain, the little amount of balance that you have on these credit cards, unless you're lying to me, okay? And I feel like you're an open, honest, big-hearted person, so I don't think that's the case. You have such low balance on this debt, but the payments that you're paying on this stuff is huge. If you have $3,000,
Should I just go pay all my? So that's why I took out a loan at my credit union to pay because I would go to the doctors or I'd have surgery and I would just pay it. And then I took that loan to consolidate all that. So that's why I have a $3,200 loan balance because it's from old credit card debt.
Yeah.
From paying medical bills.
What I'm looking at here, you're saying you have about $5,000 in personal loan for medical bills.
Yeah.
And then you have revolving credit line. So
Yeah.
about $5,000.
Yeah.
Okay. You are paying $350 per month to service that debt.
Yeah.
And is hardly touching the principal.
So just get that off.
Get rid of it.
Okay.
I mean, if you go 40, because I'm just going to do the math for you. $350 times 12 equals $4,200.
Yeah.
Divided by $5,000, you're paying 84% in interest. You hear what I just said? Like if the numbers that you're telling me are right, and I've added it up. You've got it for that CARE thing. You've got it for American Express. You've got it for Chase. You've got it for, there's one start with an M.
Macy's.
What was it? Macy's. They're killing you.
Okay. Okay.
Pay that debt off.
Okay.
Like
Tomorrow.
tonight.
Right now.
Like literally in studio.
Okay.
Because what that will do is when you think about money, you got to think about it like, hey, this money has a job to do.
Yes.
And that's to go out, make friends, and bring those friends back
Yes,
home.
Please.
So that you get your money working for you, not the other way around.
Yes.
Okay. The whole purpose of personal finance, and this is where I'm different than everybody else, is that your passive income needs to be larger than your monthly expenses. Therefore, when you get to that point, you're wealthy. You don't have to work anymore. Honest to goodness, you're living on basically $1,000 a month. And you've had to mainly because you're not making a ton right now.
Right.
Right?
Right.
You've got a good situation with your boyfriend. You've got a good situation, all that kind of stuff. We'll be talking about what would happen if that ended.
Right.
Not God forbid.
Right.
But like what would happen if it ended? Now what are you doing?
Right.
Now you're really struggling. So let's get it into the part where you're like, no, I'm building this the right way. So if of that $1,000 a month, a third of your budget is going towards debt.
Yeah.
So you pay that off. You live on like $600 a month.
Yeah.
I mean, am I off on that?
That's really true. Like I don't spend a ton of money. I don't do things like get my nails done and get my hair colored and do these things that are like I would consider luxuries, you know. So I don't have,
You're paying for prescriptions, car insurance, gas, and food. Anything else?
Weed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Prescription.
Yeah. Like
medicine, I guess.
Yeah. Whatever, the things I want, whatever I want. If I want to go to the thrift store, if I want a new pair of shoes, if, I want to buy my boyfriend a shirt.
So on average, how much is that miscellaneous stuff, would you say?
I would say let's throw like $500 in a month.
Oh, that much. So most of your spending is just miscellaneous stuff.
Living life.
Just crap.
But not a $7 coffee. And not $50 getting my toenails painted, and not these things like that. Not just life.
Do you realize if you had paid off your debt, the money you've been paying towards that debt could pay for all this miscellaneous stuff?
Yeah.
Just that one shift.
Yeah.
The idea that, I don't have anything. So saving for G, let's get rid of that.
Okay.
Saving for L, let's get rid of that.
Okay.
Like the other savings that you've got. What does NSNW mean?
That would be my business account. That's the 1099 money that I make. It goes into that account. Okay. And that's what I pay my taxes on my 1099 out of. Okay. Which I will end up owing $1,800 or $2,000 or whatever at the end of the year.
Are you sure?
That's what, last year I had to pay like $850 on what I made at that job.
If you ran some of these expenses through your business.
Or had somebody else do my taxes.
Yeah. You wouldn't have to pay anything. You're not making enough the government doesn't want to tax people who aren't making a large income. Okay. You've made $15,000 this year.
Yeah.
They're not taxing that.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
I want you to think about that. They don't want to take your last 15. They don't want to take any of that. And even if last year you made 35,
yes.
Right? You made 35 as a 1099 contractor.
Yes.
Imagine if you had spent, 20,000 of that in business expenses.
Right.
Then you only get taxed on your income. You would only be taxed on that 15,000.
Okay.
And once they have minimums, I can't even remember what the minimum. I rarely talk to people who are like, oh no, I'm not even close. This is an odd scenario for me.
Thank you. I'm glad to challenge you.
Yeah, this is an odd scenario. You have a ton of money sitting around.
A ton.
You spend no money. A third of what you're spending is on debt service. Mm-hmm. So let's get rid of that.
Okay.
That's an easy one.
Okay.
That's layup.
Yes.
Okay. So usually I start with, in the real wealth formula, REAL, is to reduce your monthly expenses. Okay. The only thing that you can reduce is going to be your debt.
Yes.
So that's simple.
Okay.
Right. E is earn.
That's where I am.
Yeah.
That's where my focus is right now.
You need to get another job. Thanks for watching. Hit the subscribe button right now. You don't want to miss the next episode. Every week, we drop practical money strategies and real stories that'll change the way you think about wealth.